This is Jake the Snake Farmers telling you if you don't know it, you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. Keep doing it, or else. Trust me.
Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
They like jet airplanes. They like long limousines.
And that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said, "Are you ready?"
You're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Hey yo, yeah.
With your host, Kinny Killa and the Galdem Sugar Show. Sour, the one man with no Instagram, Kinny Killa. And you know, I'm always kicking it with the hashtag tech guy, the Welsh wizard himself, the Galdem Sugar Shugs.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, we have the return of King Bingus. King Bingus is in the building, people.
Here I am.
And what can I say? 5 weeks in a row. Now it's 6, I think, just about. Seeing as he made his, little return at the end of the show last week. But, it's the master of the top rope elbow, Steve Dawson.
I got my fingers crossed as well. I've got power this week.
Shugs, how you doing? I got to see you this week, which was nice.
Yeah, man. Just chilling, first week back in work. So I'm tired, and then we still haven't won a game at football, so we're officially the worst team in the Welsh League. 11 games, 11 defeats. And, apart from that, it's alright. Although I did score. So
you got, obviously, if you score, you still got to mention that shit, whether
exactly.
You win or lose or whatever.
Exactly.
So yeah.
All jobbers.
They're doing the JOB on the pitch. Oh, good. It was nice to see you this week. I don't get to see you that much anymore, which is, kind of sad. But
it's a tale of two cities, brother. Tale of two cities.
For real, Newport and Bristol. But you know how it is. Bingus, how you been, bro?
Yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm good. I've been busy myself. Obviously, been absent through the whole of October, quite busy at work. Mm-hmm. And then last night, the little one put me through my paces, man. She had like 4 hours sleep, and so did I.
Oh, man. You know what? I was lucky because my boy is at my mum's, so it's all good. Plain sailing. Steve, how's your weekend been, man?
I haven't really been doing much. I'm looking forward to Arsenal United later on. I've got my Arsenal shirt on. I'm rooting for them. Got a bit of roast lamb later.
Bastard. Me and Shugs United boys out here, son.
I'm outnumbered.
We'll keep the beef friendly. Friendly.
Banter.
All right. Well, as always, people follow us on Twitter. It's at Sunday Segue. Segue spelled SEGUE. Also, email us. That's sundaysegue@gmail.com. Look at our old episodes on YouTube, iTunes, the great Podomatic, and don't forget to download that Double Twins player. Also, make sure you look on our message board. We need to know your feedback on Raw, even if you just want to talk about Shug's voice, want to talk about the Bingus biscuits, just talk about the dry Weetabix kid, just all of that kind of stuff. We want to know. So we're just going to do our shout-outs. Shugs identified the people who got shout-outs last week on Twitter, which was great, and we're going to do it again this week. So the people are following us. Thank you to at Diana000111, also at Loving AJ Lee. King J, our friend from across the pond, Angry Marks Network, has now got a Twitter, people. You can follow him at King J Brand. King J finally made it on Twitter. Also, at All Day RDT. Quick shout out to Victoria Whitehouse. That's at _dark_angel_27. Have I missed anyone out? Oh, at J Bisbee. What are you saying, son? You cool? Yeah, send a quick shout out to him. Please just get back to us. Let us know your thoughts on Raw, SmackDown, anything. There you go. So we're just going to kick straight into Raw, people. We do have the interview with the master of the DDT himself, Jake the Snake Roberts. But you wonder how I got that? None of your business. Just make sure you listen, people, because it's going to be a great one. So, Raw, segment 1, CM Punk versus Luke Harper. Shugs, this was a, different kind of start to Raw. Usually we have in-ring promos, but this time started off straight with a match. I thought the match was really good. I was surprised Harper looked quite good in there.
Yeah, well, it's obviously shows like how much faith they have in like Eric Rowan, because even Punk got the fight Harper, and then when they advertised the match with Daniel Bryan later in the thing, he was going to be fighting Harper as well. So I just think, I think it was a good match. I like Harper's he's sort of developing a unique style to go with his persona, because he does those alligator rolls and the different type of offense he has. But yeah, I think it was a good match. I think Punk is one of those people that if he can be asked, he'll put on a good match, and if he can't, he just doesn't. He just basically he does what he wants.
Yeah, they work well together.
Yeah, I thought they worked well together, and I think Punk was like quite interested in having the match with him. He's probably a relief to him not to be fighting Ryback or the fucking Weetabix kid for once.
Well, I mean, Harper, man, he really did surprise me. I love the alligator rolls. It's a bit of a throwback. Bingus, he was out there looking like bloody Skinner, man.
Yeah, man, I kind of enjoyed him. One thing I did get to do, though, was take a step back, and I was having a look at him thinking, if he wasn't with the Wyatt family, would I care? Like, does his look and character, like, do anything? And I'll be honest, I wasn't impressed with the whole overall match as you guys were. I noticed a few little botches that seemed to bother me, and I thought the match ended up on a bit of a small-time finish. I hate cheeky roll-ups for a finish. They just don't agree with me. I don't like them too much. But yeah, man, the way it finished after the 3 count, that was something to talk about.
Well, let's talk about it.
Brian running in with his suave new ponytail, looking slick Rick, and then clearing out. Like some solid set chair shots coming in there, and they were swinging wild, man. Loved it.
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing from the match leading into after bit, there was some stiff. I mean, Harper was working stiff, Steve. He was working proper stiff. I mean, big boots to the face, full on, I call them the gold dust slaps. There was a top rope kick in the face. Like, he was proper working stiff, and then Brian comes out and just wielding chairs and shit.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time for Harper. He's had this week on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. He's had 3 brilliant matches, and I've got a lot of time for him. I really like his look. He's got a proper. He looks like a proper psychotic bastard. He's whenever the camera goes to his face, he's got the crazy eyes going. He's stiff. I think he's got a big future in WWE. I think he can. If I'm going back, I think he could be like Test was. Like a solid sort of mid-card, upper mid-card heel.
Okay. Shugs, Brian comes out and just no-sells his injuries. We mentioned this last week.
I think that, maybe Eric Rowan is not going to be fighting because he's got an X-Pac injury, because the first chair shot was right on his batty hole. He just come out, was stepping out the ring, and Brian was just swinging for the fences, but on his ring. He just come and stick it straight on the batty. I know you're not allowed to do headshots, but ring shots have to be. They should be banned as well.
That should go without saying.
Yeah, go without saying, But yeah, so he's got a bruised fucking tailbone after a chair shot. But yeah, he did have tape on his arm. That is selling an injury.
What? Selling that injury?
Still, destroy someone's fucking anus with a chair shot, but. He had tape on his shoulder, so he's injured.
Yeah, but tape. You saw what happened to him last week. Is tape enough?
Yeah, obviously it must be. He's recovered. A ponytail and tape.
Oh, that just says you're recovered. That's brilliant. I love it. Let's go to segment 2, which was the telephone interview with Paul Heyman. Bingus, what did you think about this segment?
Oh, genius Paul, man. As always, dragging you in. You know, I wasn't expecting anything like that from him. But yeah, after hearing that phone call, I don't know if he's going to be gone for a while. And if he is, you know, that's not a bad thing because he needs to wash off this whole CM Punk thing now. Please do. And I hope when he does come back, he doesn't come for Punk. And I know it makes sense he will because that's what happens when people go away. You know, they come back for the person that put them on the shelf.
Yeah.
I just hope they find a new direction. Like if he comes back with Brock, hopefully he'll be concentrating on a Brock feud that isn't anything to do with Punk. Or if it is to do with Punk, make it about the championship rather than this personal vendetta between Punk and Heyman. Yeah, I hope that is it from CM Punk and Heyman. As fun as it's been, it was too long and like without a break in the middle. But yeah, the phone call itself, well, good, man. Paul Heyman's up there with Big Show as one of the best actors in WWE, I reckon.
Yeah, we'll get to Big Show later. But Steve, I mean, how long should they have kept? You know, how long should they keep him off TV? Sorry.
What is it now? It's November now. I'd maybe bring him back in time for the Rumble.
Okay.
Maybe you can bring Bing back. Maybe pair him up with another guy and have someone like go towards the Rumble with Heyman in their corner.
Well, that'll be interesting because I mean, Shugs, I read the other day that Wade Barrett has come starting back with his new gimmick, Bad News Barrett. Would the link up with Heyman be a good thing?
I suppose, like, if he's not going to be with CM Punk and if these other two Heyman guys have flopped, he needs somebody else, you know, somebody else who's going to have that big push, someone else who's going to be moved up from the mid-card to the main event, and we're all screaming for Barrett, so why not Barrett? Or maybe Cesaro, or maybe somebody who needs that little push just to get them up from where they are to the next phase. Maybe Ziggler, you know, anything, just to get somebody from that mid-card to that main event, because at the moment, it's the same old faces, you know? It's the same people who were there 6-7 years ago, who are there now.
Right. Segment 3, Ryback versus Great Khali. Instantly, I thought this was going to be as fucking dry as Kunta Kente's foot bottom. Like, I just thought this was going to be shit, and it was shit. You know, Shugs, Ryback back to his bullying ways.
Yeah, I love the big guy persona of Ryback. I thought it was a bit of a shame, like, when he dropped being, you know, the big guy and went to a Heyman guy. So I didn't mind it that much, you know, especially when he, like, put the cupcake on Hornswoggle's head and they showed him backstage, you know. But, yeah, it's two pretty shit wrestlers having a match. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, because it could have been a real shitstorm, but it was still terrible.
Yeah, it's still shit. It was kind of recovered when we saw our friend Santino get dashed into the barrier, into the barricade.
Oh, yeah.
Bingus Hornswoggle tried a drop kick on Ryback. He tried to drop kick Ryback. Well, how, like, is that even believable? Like, this small little guy gonna drop kick Ryback? All right, Steve, I'll bring this to you. Okay. Hornswoggle tried a drop kick on Ryback.
It was stupid, wasn't it?
Like,
what else can you say? I mean, I get he's there for like the comedy value, but it was just stupid.
I hope you're not talking about me. I just returned on comedy value.
Yeah, you're really stupid, Bingus.
Now we're talking about fucking Hornswoggle trying to drop kick Ryback.
Oh, okay, yeah, fly swat him away, yeah.
Well, Ryback, you know, they're talking about WrestleMania match against Goldberg. Bingus, yeah, well, obviously Steve doesn't like that, but Bingus, you intrigued at all?
No.
Okay, there you go.
No.
Clearly not. Not even for nostalgia, nothing.
No, I'll be honest, it's a bold statement. I didn't like Goldberg that much in the first place.
Okay.
And I was more than happy to see the back of him on his WWE run. I'm not blaming him that it was such a wrong of a run. I don't know what kind of power plays went on and his real life beef with Triple H or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, his WWE run was lukewarm. It was another WCW killer by McMahon, if anything. And yeah, just don't need to see him about. Like same as Sting, stay where you are. I don't need you.
What have you done for me lately?
Real dad.
So segment 4 was Kofi Kingston versus Del Rio. I mean, Bingus, what did you think of that match?
Del Rio got his first reaction from me in ages with that. He made a nice little counter into a double stomp off the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
That was it. Steve, you know, we talked about this before. Obviously, Del Rio's missing something. I just can't quite put my finger on how to rejuvenate this guy.
It's a strange one. I enjoyed him more when he was with Ricardo. I think he's one of those wrestlers that needs a manager. I think he's just a bit of a charisma vacuum. Whenever he comes out, you can just hear the crickets, and he just needs something.
Yeah, his character's being a bit played out now, and especially with his last, World Heavyweight title run, it just seems like, we need someone to hold the belt. There you go. Oh, Cena's back. Take it off you. Now you're back into being, at your beige at best.
I'll tell you what I think he needs. I think he needs, like, Velocity to come back on TV so he's got a place.
Live wire. Sunday Night Heat. Shugs, you got anything else? Any notes? Anything else?
I just think that with Del Rio, the shame is he's like a good wrestler, and he does have like good technical matches, but there's nothing from him. There's no character. There's nothing that makes us interested in the person, and that's what he needs, because you can be a shit wrestler or like a half decent wrestler and be over like fuck, with a great personality, but he hasn't got it, It's like, like if you look at like somebody like Jeff Hardy or people like these, are they as technically gifted as fucking Alberto Del Rio? No, but
dude, look at The Rock.
They're over, yeah. Look at The Rock, But The Rock comes on screen and he's got you, like, as soon as he's there, as soon as he appears, by doing nothing, by just standing there and posing and you waiting for him to speak.
Yep. There's word around that maybe, in the long run, Roman Reigns may have that same thing. Obviously not as good as The Rock, but have that same thing where you look at him and you think, okay, he's a star, he's a star, he's going to be something big. And in terms of Kofi and Del Rio, they better watch out for their places, because it looks like if the WrestleMania card goes on what it might go, these guys might not even have something to do at WrestleMania. They might be on their WrestleMania panel for the kickoff show. One thing I missed, Kofi over-rotates on a plancha to the outside. The guy fully over-rotates and busts his ass on the floor, and then he fucking no-sells it wickedly, starts doing his, butt claps. I was like, bruv, your ass is hurting right there. Right, so let's go on to segment 5. Randy Orton versus Big E. There was obviously they took us to the WWE app. Vote for who you want to face Randy Orton. I was hoping for Big E because he's done well over the last couple of weeks, and he won. Shugs, Michael Cole put over Big E over really well before the match, didn't he?
Yeah, because do you think that they were expecting it to be Big E? Do you think like the WWE, or would you think they were expecting the crowd to pick Miz, obviously because he'd been in the feud, or Ziggler because they like Ziggler? Because I think that they weren't expecting Big E to win by like a landslide like he did.
Maybe not by a landslide, but I definitely think they expected him to win, and I definitely think that segment was built for Big E, because obviously the big guy, and everyone's going to want, Orton to get dealt with by the big guy and just to kind of see. But then you've got to think about the people who are actually using the app, Is it kids? Is it, the over 30s or whatever? Because obviously the over 30s, they may have picked Big E just to see what he could do.
I thought it was a good show, and obviously he had that time where he disappeared off TV, so he was with AJ and Ziggler as the bodyguard, as the muscle, and then he just sort of ceased to exist. And then he came out and he was a heel again, and then he changed to a babyface overnight. And then, I think that he looked really good. He had that match, obviously had the mini feud with Ambrose, and then they bust each other's heads up. and he had that match. But I think he looked good with Orton. I think he didn't look really like that out of place. Like he didn't look as green as they're making him out to be. Call him the rookie and stuff like that. I thought he looked half decent.
Yeah, Bingus. I mean, as Shug said, Langston was looking really, really good. Especially playing that strongman role.
Well, yeah, so he should, man. The guy of that size, he shouldn't. That's exactly what he should be doing. Utilize his look. But yeah, man, I'd like to hope this is a seed planted, because I know they've done this with Orton and Bryan. They just had a few what seemed like random matches a couple of months before they actually went full steam ahead. So maybe this is a seed planted for Rumble Mania season. Who knows? Unfortunately, though, the actual match I got distracted by. Jerry Lawler. Man, he has gone so far downhill. Like, to me, yeah. Does he remind you of that old fart uncle or guy in your family who, when you had a friend round or something, you just tell them the worst jokes that are just worse than a shabby ass fuck from Big Daddy V. It's so embarrassing, cringy. Like, if I had someone who wasn't a wrestling fan round watching this, I'll be so worried that they were listening to Jerry Lawler that I might have to put it on mute and just let them watch the screen and then play some music over the top.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I mean, listening to Attitude Era podcast and listening to the little snippets they put of him on there, and just seeing what he used to be like compared to now, it's like they need to change him. They need to they need to bring someone else in that role, because right about now this guy is just he's falling off the wayside, man. It's like you're waiting for that old wrestler just to kind of just hurry up and retire. So I understand what you mean, definitely. So yeah, Langston slowly getting some nice momentum behind him, good matches. The fan reactions when he pulled the strap down, Steve, was, I thought it was really good.
He's getting good reactions, isn't he? I mean, if you rewind to the night after Mania, Big E was Dolph's muscle, and the reaction that Dolph got when he won the title was amazing. And you come forward, and I was just really surprised that Langston won the vote so easily. It was something like 70% or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, 67 or pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, would you have predicted that 6 months ago?
No way.
He's come so far in terms of being over with the fans.
Bit of a Kevin Nash syndrome. Hopefully he just doesn't start pulling quads when he sneezes.
I'll tell you, those guys are too tall for their own good, man. Jeez. Segment 6, Fandango and Summer Rae, as JBL likes to call her, Mrs. Fandango, versus Tyson Kidd and Natalya, returning Tyson Kidd. First off, right, they be parading Natalya around with Khali, like they're fucking together, but now all of a sudden she's out with her fucking husband.
Wasn't there a proposal angle between them two as well, Khali and Natty? Am I just imagining that?
Not that I remember.
I can't remember. Shugs, can you remember anything?
I can't remember that. Bullshit.
Oh, my bad.
But it's like, all of a sudden, just parading around with her husband now, last week she was out with Khali, now this week she's out with her husband. What kind of bullshit is that? What are you trying to do? So, yeah, out comes Tyson, with some wet 1960s, curly hairstyle. Fucking coming out looking so off-key, like he was back in the 90s. But,
better than that old crap he had, that Statue of Liberty crown he had on his head.
Fucking looked like a pum. He looked like he had a Brazilian on the top of his head. But Tyson looked good though, Shugs, didn't he?
But Tyson Kidd is a really, really good wrestler. But as you could see from this little short bit, he's got no fucking personality or anything. Because he just come out and I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I'm back. He looks like, I don't know, he looks like somebody who's trying to be a wrestler. Where you get somebody and you were like, oh, now you're a wrestler and I want you to walk out to the ring and, be like a wrestler would be. And he's like, yeah, I'm a wrestler. Whereas he's got no personality, he's got nothing, but he's fucking shit hot in the ring, which is a problem. They need to find a way of getting him over,
Yeah, and
he's not going to do it. He ain't coming up with no ideas because you've seen how he gets his hair cut. So he haven't got a fucking clue.
Judging a man by his haircut.
Yeah, I love it.
Right.
Well, I just love the way, like you were saying about, coming out shouting, yeah, I'm back. It's the same as fucking Weetabix kid coming out saying, I have arrived. No, you haven't. You haven't arrived anywhere, bruv. And if you have, you better turn around and walk straight through that Titantron. He's fucking just drying up the whole place. But we'll get to you later.
This is bad news as well, like, because I'm starting to run out of analogies on how to call people something dry.
Please come with some more, Bingus, please.
Give me a week.
Oh, wicked. Okay. Well, let's move on to the first segue view. Renee Young, who was looking really good, I must say. Sandow and the Real Americans. How important, Shugs, was like both promos in terms of, their pushes for titles? I'm talking about Sandow and Real Americans.
Yeah, it's strange really because they're promoting the rematch between Cena and Del Rio, yet we've still got this the Sandow failure to cash in, so they're working like sort of two angles, both involving John Cena. But I think that I think it's important for Sandow that like he comes across in the right way, that that we're seeing him as a serious threat. We saw the beatdown. And now he's saying about, he's going to make it his fucking sole purpose to get the title from Cena and prove that he's, like, a myth, like, and dispel and get rid of Cena from the WWE, which I think is a good angle for him to be working.
Yeah, definitely. Steve, what did you think of Zeb Coulter's promo?
I think it's quite good. I'm actually quite a big fan of Zeb and the Real Americans. They put across their persona so well.
Yeah, I saw a little Cesaro Swagger handshake going on. Did you see that? It was like a clap kiss of the no, it was like a clap we are the people salute and then a kiss of the tricep. I ain't seen nothing like that, in a while. So that was a nice little thing to see. Well, let's go on to segment 7 because it kind of just rolled into it, which was Cena and CodyDust. Versus Sandow and the Real Americans. And guys, I've actually decided now that I don't like the CodyDust theme.
Yeah, it's really off key, isn't it?
Strange.
Really slapdash.
Yeah, I like. Can you hear the subtle kind of whoa when Goldust comes out? The Goldust.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the Goldust theme, and all of a sudden you just hear whoa. You're only smoking mirrors.
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like a 15-year-old kid in like a mixing studio, and he's got like all of like Goldust's buttons on one side and all of Cody Rhodes' buttons on the other side. And he's just pressing random buttons to put in different things from each theme. There's no sort of like cohesion or anything to the theme. It's just like random bits from each song.
It's like classic Jim Johnston. It's like classic Jim Johnston. He just, let's get the Miz and Big Show tune and just, well, and just put it together, like mesh it together. Jericho, the Jericho Show. It's like they're doing the same thing with the names. It's just awkward. Let's get into the match anyway. Shugs, it was a bit of a slow start, but it ended with a nice sequence, didn't it?
Yeah, I just think that Cody and Goldust are they're like in a groove now where their matches and them working together and stuff, like whether they're working with the Usos, whether they're working with the Real Americans, they've got this shit on lock. They're looking good. And I think most of the matches start off slow, but they always end like on a big finish, which is the best way. You build up and then you build the match and you work it up to like a big finish, which is the way it should be.
Yeah.
And I think like Goldust hasn't missed a step really since he come back. I think he's helping to put over Cody, but the more he wrestles, the more you just think that, Goldust is fucking brilliant.
Damn right. He's just going in, man. He took a giant swing, so putting over Cesaro, but Cena, what the fuck? Did he? I swear I saw him trying to do some, like, off-the-top rope cross-body. He looked
very excited, didn't he?
So fucking off-key. Like, it's like, dude, you can't do a drop kick. You can't even do a crossbody over the thing. Like, where the fuck did you learn to do wrestling? I don't understand. Like, but you know what I mean? I don't understand. But yeah, Bingus, Goldust, fucking hell, this guy's on fire. Let's just look at this sequence here. Yeah, it was a tornado bulldog kind of botched. Yeah, straight into a high cross body and a fucking crazy final cut finisher on Cesaro.
Yeah. Oh man, so sick, man. Personal feelings aside again, Goldust and with Cody, probably, like, if not the best tag team right now, maybe in any mainstream promotion, and definitely have been one of the best tag teams WWE have seen in a long while. Just a shame that they're starting to pair up with this Todd Wipe Cena. Like, please, like, he's putting a dampener on their parade, I think. And the other thing I noticed through this match, just outside the ring, we talked about Jerry Lawler needs to go. Put Zeb Coulter in his place when he's gone.
Oh, wicked, yeah.
Brilliant on commentary, man.
Oh, that'd be wicked, because you'd just be proper healing it up on everyone. Like,
yeah, man.
Oh, that would be wicked.
Yeah, man, but Cody and Goldie, definite ring generals, like, for Raw. Yeah, top guys, man, top match, and that the last, like, 30, 40 seconds of the match, like, even though the whole match was brilliant, like, up there, you know, around the 4-star mark, for sure. For a Raw match, but yeah, the ending, man, so slick, so quick. Loved it, man. It's exactly what wrestling's about.
Exactly. These tag team matches have been, you know, it definitely highlighted the tag team division a lot lately. And like I said last week, it looks like, you know, from what's happening on the dirt sheets, that they're going to, you know, have a lot of emphasis on the tag team division. It is their top priority coming into 2014. So we'll see a lot more tag teams. So hopefully it'll be, you know, get it back to how it was in the Attitude Era. Segment 8, Dolph Ziggler versus that fucking dry-ass Weetabix shaft, fucking Curtis Axel. Match was shit, obviously, because Axel dried up the place.
No, there was one sick bit. I don't know if you caught it, but just towards the end, the ref counted to 3 and it was over. Yeah, there you go. Bingus just threw a Bingus biscuit, people, if you didn't know. If you did not know. Yeah, Weetabix lost, which obviously says something about Axel Bingus. But does the win really help Ziggler? That's what I was thinking, you know. It's like, every win, like, I love to chalk it up for Ziggler. Like, yes, he's got to win, play up to it. But yeah, this case, not too much. Like, and it's such a shame, because I don't know if anyone noticed, he just beat the Intercontinental Champion. Like, that should mean something. It should move somewhere, but there was no emphasis from commentary. There was no, like, post-match altercation that says, like, oh, I'm coming for that round your waist. Is all a bit moot, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Is anyone else got any notes on the dry ass Weetabix kid, or even Ziggler?
In my notes, I wrote, "I have arrived," he says. "Nobody cares." The crowd sounded dead. That was it.
He's creating some nice comedy for us, though. So
yeah, but like, obviously the guys went on last time when we were speaking about his beef with
Conan.
Who did he beef with?
Conan.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And I'm just like, why is he bothering to beef with people? Because he's got nothing to go on. Like, he could say, yeah, I'm the Intercontinental Champion, but he hasn't beat anyone, and he never wrestles. You know? So what's he got to, like, base his fucking comeback on? Nothing.
Like I said last week, you can't get mad if someone's chatting the truth. You can't get mad. So shut your mouth, Curtis. Let's go on to segment 9. Usos. With their, you know, their dance moves. I like the way they kind of shocking out. My missus was watching Usos coming out, and she was just like, what are they doing? What are they doing? I'm like, you know, they're doing their thing, girl. They're doing their thing. They versus 3 megabytes. Squash match, obviously, for the Usos. Maybe they get a little tag title shot. You know, we don't know, but they're getting a nice push, Steve. Can we get this tag team division really back the way it was? Do you think with the people in developmental and obviously the people that we have right now, can we see it happening?
Definitely, I think there's a lot of teams already. They've got in development they got the Ascension, but I'm not a big fan of them. But I think they do quite well on the main roster. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of teams that could be good. I mean, I'd like to see them do more with 3MB. I think it's all well and good having a jobber stable, but I think they need to do more. I think Drew McIntyre needs to break away from them. I think it's really damaging him.
Yeah, I mean, there's talks of him breaking away and just having, Jinder and, Wendy's together. But, you know, we're just going to have to see what happens because they need that, you know, that job at tag team. And even if it was them doing jobs, but they need to do some kind of funny video segments like them, like they were doing before. But yeah, developmental, they got enough guys. I'm hearing on the dirt sheets that Evan Bourne is due to come back soon as well. So we'll probably see him be paired up with someone, maybe Tyson Kidd, you don't know. Just, you know, have a real shot at, you know, this tag team division and stuff. See what happens. But yeah, squash match anyway. Usos win with a splash. Shugs, I can't remember which brother it was, but he does his normal, you know, jump off the top rope splash looking at the camera.
Yeah, I just think, like, the Usos, like, if they're gonna get over at any time, they need to have a big win, you know? Like, they might have beat the Shield a couple of times, but they need to have a run with the titles. If they're gonna get these people over, it's making them tag team champs that is gonna put them over, or having a proper feud. And they can't really go up against like Cody and Goldust because they're both faces, you know. So obviously we don't want to see the tag team belts like swapping over like every month. But we need to think the Usos are gonna win. And at the moment they put them over like serious contenders, but we know they're not because they're not gonna win.
There you go. They need that one big win, people. Right, so let's go on to segment 10, which was the Divas match. The Bellas and Eva Marie versus Tamina and AJ and Aksana. So, Shugs, I'm about to tell you right now, play my motherfucking music. Eva fucking Marie. What the fuck is this bitch doing on TV? She can't wrestle, so why is she on TV? Yeah, she looks good, but she doesn't talk. So why is she on TV? We have Paige, we have Emma, Summer Rae, we have even Bailey. We have all these people down in NXT who can wrestle, busting their ass day in, day out, running around Florida, doing events here, events there, doing their shit. Yet none of them's on the road. But this fool is on TV trying to make me think that she can wrestle when she just jumps in and does this off-key roll-up, and then all of a sudden she's meant to be a wrestler. Nah, fuck that shit. Get off the TV, please. Give her some behind-the-scenes job or make her be a manager or something. I don't care, but this girl needs to just F off my TV because she is not doing anything. I'm a big Paige advocate. Just want to give a big shout out to sweet Saraya Knight, Paige's mum, who retweeted us recently about Jake the Snake Roberts. I'm just saying this now. Paige needs to come up. Get rid of Eva Marie because she ain't doing nothing for your product. Nothing at all. Bun segment 10. That's all I'm saying. Bun segment 10. Going on to segment 11 because right now these divas are fucking pissing me off.
I take it you don't like this red-haired girl, no?
No. No, because she's nothing. She's
the heel of Total Divas.
Bruv, what is she? Like, what is she? She isn't any, like, she's nothing. Where does she fit in? She doesn't fit in anywhere. She just fits in on Total Divas. That's it. That's it. She if she's been with she's been with the company for X amount of time or whatever, 6 months training. Bruv, if that's what you get out of 6 months training, she just better stop now, quit while she's ahead. Because apparently JoJo is a better wrestler than her, so why the fuck isn't JoJo wrestling? You know? So that's enough of that. I don't want to talk about them no more. Pissing me off. Right, segment 11. Triple H, Steph, Big Show. I mean, did anyone else feel like that, this last segment was kind of dragging way too long?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely got that, and it's just like you really could have summed that up real quickly in the beginning and had like a bigger match towards the end of the night, you know. From the first few seconds to the last few seconds of that promo, nothing changed. You know, it was all in Big Show's court from the start. It went through. It was still in his court all through the middle. And at the end, until the match, like, it didn't need to drag on that much. And I did say earlier, Big Show is one of the best actors in WWE, but you started to put on some weird Southern Alabama accent through that promo as well. Like, yeah, a bit off key. Didn't need to be that long.
No, not at all. Big Show needs to also stop stealing Brian shit, Shugs.
That's so bad.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, I know we always say like we want the angles to make sense, but it's just some bullshit, you know? Like, I was listening to a review of Raw, and like they had it completely right. They were saying that, you know, he had the company over a barrel, but then he decides to get his job back so he could be treated like a fucking dick, like they were treating him at the beginning, rather than, you know, take out the company. So yeah, I've got you in the barrel, you know, I'm gonna take all your money, but no, I'll have my job back and I'll just get fucked up. No?
Yeah. It don't make any sense.
No, it didn't make any sense.
So with this, obviously, like you said, Big Show, he got his job back, and then he said he wants to be the face of the company. So you want to be, like you said, you want to be a face of a company that just pretty much treats you like shit, trying to say that you can't, you know, you're shit in bed, and you know, you're too, and Giants, you're gonna die soon. That's pretty much this is what they said. But you know, he wants to be the face of the company, WWE title shot. So looks like we're getting Big Show versus Orton at Survivor Series. Steve, you interested?
No. Simple answers to that. I mean, it's been done so many times, hasn't it? Orton, Big Show, and maybe been around for so long. I want something fresh. I think I've enjoyed Show in the last few months when he's been involved in the Bryan Authority storyline, but I don't want to see him anywhere near the title picture, really.
I agree. So that's the end of Raw, people. Raw.
You forgot something after that.
All right. You know what? Bad me. Let's just go into it. Big Show. You know, talking smack to Triple H. All of a sudden, she'll come out, walking down. Then you think, okay, screw job happening. Next minute, they go into a match. Orton and the Shield versus Big Show. Okay, we saw that coming. I didn't see the match coming, though. Shugs, Bingus, Steve, what did you think of the ending where we saw Big Show get powerbombed through a table?
I liked it. That much was good. It's always impressive watching Big Show take a powerbomb. But man, Kane in a suit bowling down.
Yeah, how could you miss that?
Right? I don't know. I've read a lot of bashing about this on Twitter and stuff. Like, you know, is this going to disregard the whole history of Kane and Undertaker? Does him coming out in a suit just bury all of that? Is he going to be Glenn Kane Jacobs, or is he just going to be Glenn Jacobs? You know what? I don't mind whichever way it goes. I see this as a bit of a Bradshaw JBL transformation, and I think he, you know, so far he was just that silent big dude in the back, like, and seeing them all on the ramp just made me realise this group is now complete. They've got like all the angles covered. They've got the henchmen, they've got the star, they've got the big backup in Kane. They've got the brains and the brawl with Triple H, and then they've got the hot chick, Steph. You know, they've got the whole package now. I think they're complete, and I can't wait to see where they take Kane.
All right, people, I'm sorry, my bad. I forgot about the Kane bit. I didn't write it down on my notes because I was too busy trying to get this interview with Jake the Snake.
Fair dues.
But you know what? It's all good. Kane. I was so surprised. Again, my missus was watching that part with me, and I was like, wait, what the hell have they done to Kane? What? Like, his pyro comes out, and then all of a sudden, you just see this dude. I'm like, for one, Kane, you're imitating R-Truth a little bit too much with that pushback, and the suit, it was just like, fuck, you were right. It is like that JBL Bradshaw transition.
No, but the thing is, it's like, when a JBL comes out, or when Triple H come out, we know that they're dealing with them fucking custom-made suits, but like Kane's looked like it was just come off fucking JC Penney's or whatever, straight off the fucking rack. You know, there's just whatever one they like. Yeah, I need an XL suit. You know, and it was just the fucking biggest one they had. Fucking Giacomo, that's it. Fucking Freddie Flintoff. Yeah, exactly. And what's the other guy's name who used to do the fucking
Johnny Vegas?
Johnny Vegas, yeah. You got any of them Johnny Vegas leftover suits? Because I fucking gotta be on Raw.
That didn't even look like that was pressed, bro, with the iron.
No, yeah. So that's what I liked as well about the suit. It was just like, it was the deadest suit they found.
Is Kane the Giacomo kid?
Yeah, right.
Yes, the Giacomo kid.
All you're looking for is a cheeky monkey to come out. Kane
Oh.
with cheeky monkey.
Oh god, oh my god. You just gotta love the segue. You just gotta love it. Alright, that's the end of Raw. Bingus, bring in the Bingus method, please. Let's start this off. Raw rating.
Alright. So we'll start Raw off with a 10. And then let's go through it. As I said, the Harper Punk match was a little botchy for me, so I'll take that down to a 9. Ryback for Khali, I'm only going to take that down a 0.5, so we're on 8.5. Del Rio, 7.5. To be fair, the Todge Wipe Cena wasn't that bad this week. Weetabix Kid, let's take that down to a 7. The Usos 3MB weren't that bad, so I guess keep that as 7. Yeah, man, 7.5. I'll give it.
Okay. Shugs.
I'm going straight up 6.
6. Okay.
Trying to think we can't say every single week that fucking Cody and Goldust are saving the show, you know, because that's what's happening most weeks. And you know, apart from that, I'm just I'm not being inspired by the rest of the shit.
Okay. Steve.
I was going to go 5, but I'm going to change and go 5.5.
5.5. Oh, that's too low.
That's probably one of the lowest I've gone, but there wasn't too much inspiring stuff for me.
Okay, 2 low weeks. There you go, people. All right, time for fan feedback, Shugs.
Okay, so so far our only regular contributor, James Powers 33. First thing you notice, CM Punk. He said first thing they still had the pink rope, but they didn't the ring crew tell anyone it was November. But maybe obviously we still needed to wait for John Cena to do his little bit. Punk against Luke Harper, good opening segment of Raw. Feel that Punk's talents are being wasted. Decent feud between Punk, Bryan, and Wyatt family, but Punk deserves to be in the main event. Commentary team done the phone interview with Paul Heyman. Said he was in Europe seeking medical attention. So they said, so the WWE called Heyman in the middle of the night, and apparently there ain't no good doctors in USA. What the fuck, WWE, get a grip. Ryback is a great Khali, predictable film match. ADR versus Kingston. Kofi is so underrated and deserves more than he gets. This was just a prep to show that ADR is ready for a rematch with Cena. Orton against Big E. Am I one of those people who thinks that the WWE app vote is rigged? But, well. Good showing for Big E. He's getting a big push. Fandango and Summer Rae against Tyson Kidd. Great to see Tyson back on Raw. He's an absolute workhorse. Standing back and forth match. Cena made his ring for the promo for Susan G. Komen. He's the face and does all the charity promos, and you've got to respect him for that. SmackDown rematch we saw. The Rhodes family he likes the Rhodes family more and more every week. Cena took a good beating and made a hot tag to Goldust. Goldie got the pin after the final cut. Is it me or does how long has he been doing the final cut? I can't remember this shit.
No, he's always done the final cut. But they've never
his finishing move.
Yeah, but what happened is they stopped saying it for some reason. Like he was doing it back in the day, and they would never call it the final cut. Like not really. They would just say, "And there's Goldust doing his finisher."
It looks a lot like Crossroads.
That's the ironic thing, but he's always done it.
I need to get a side-by-side of Crossroads and the final cut.
Okay.
All right. Vicky told Triple H the Big Show was in the building, and he questioned how he got in the building, and Steph said it was me, blah, blah, blah. Curtis Axel versus Ziggy. Good win for Ziggy. What is the point of Curtis Axel being IC champion? I'll further that and say, what is the point in Curtis Axel? Next.
It's the breakfast of champions.
The Bellas and Eva Marie. As I said before, I like Brie but not Nikki. As for Eva, I don't like the fact that she went on Total Divas and made it straight to the Raw roster where she has no talent, so whatever. But the great upon Divas who can wrestle like Paige, Emma, and left lingering in NXT, not good. Big Show played the face really well through the entire segment. He was a happy chappy. Triple H was like an angry monkey. The moral of the story was that Big Show getting a WWE title match at the Survivor Series was very poorly done. Very poor Raw with the European tour about to start. Product needs to improve very quickly. I give Raw a miserable 4 out of 10.
Blood fire.
4 out of 10 from James.
From James. Thank you, James, as always. And James will be here. He will be on the show in 2 weeks' time. He will get his chance to be on the show in 2 weeks' time. James, he's from up north, Yorkshire boy. So yeah, big up James Powers. He'll be on the show, people, 24th of November. All right. So we're going to go to a break, people. We'll be back with SmackDown in 60 seconds, Sugs Stunners, and that very, very great interview with Jake the Snake Roberts. Don't miss it, people.
Be sure to listen to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
What?
Every Sunday with Kinny Killa and the Galdem Sugar Sugs.
Yes!
With all the news, views, and laughter that you want.
They like jet airplanes. Woo! They like long limousines.
Every Sunday, the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast on Podomatic, iTunes, and YouTube.
So why don't you choke on that, slap nut?
Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. It's me, Kinny Killa, obviously here with the Galdem Sugar Sugs, King Bingus, and the master of the top rope elbow, Steve Dawson. So right about now, we're about to go into SmackDown in 60 seconds. Roll with it, Sugs.
SmackDown in 60 or around about 60 seconds. CM Punk defeated Curtis Axel. Before the match, CM Punk did some bullshit promo. Seems like they just roll out Punk to try and get the crowd going at every single event. And he's still not in the main event picture, so he's just there to get people going. Usos against R-Truth, against 3MB. We're talking about music mashups. We had the Samoan war dance, and then when they hit their promo, we had R-Truth coming out singing "What's Up." So this was the biggest fucking botched mania of tunes ever. So you had them doing and then you had fucking R-Truth singing it dead out one track. Okay, AJ Lee and Tamina against Cameron and Naomi. Bullshit. AJ and Tamina won. We had Daniel Bryan defeated Luca Harper, and then we had an in-ring segment with John Cena and Alberto Del Rio. Basically, some back and forth talking shit, and then we had "Excuse me," and Vicky Guerrero was like, "You don't make the matches, I make the matches," and made the match at Survivor Series. And then we had Del Rio against the Great Khali. I wonder what happened in this match. Del Rio won. And then John Cena defeated the big guy in the main event. So that's SmackDown in about 40 seconds. Some buffer and added shit. Fade to black.
Go. Okay, so people, you better get running, otherwise you get caught with Sugs Stunners.
Woo! Sugs Stunners. So, Jobber of the Week. Jobber of the Week. Suppose it's difficult when we all give the show such low ratings, and
can I put a suggestion?
Yeah, we're always welcome to suggestions.
Job of the week, Kane's new tailor.
Yeah, so the job of the week goes to the fucking Giacomo clothing. And while he's shopping, I think he could get another little suit for Kofi Kingston. So I think he's the job of the week. He's the jobber of the fucking century. Because I suppose if you're a shit wrestler, and then you should just be grateful for your place on the card. But Kofi is obviously better than the position he's put in, but he's got no personality, and no personality leaves you in the mid card, getting jobbed out to people who you should be beating. Move of the week. Was it this week we had the double spear?
No,
Was that last
week?
That was last week. So this shows, I tell you, move of the week goes to Ryback for the use of a foreign object being a cupcake onto Hornswoggle's fat little head. That is the move of the week.
Cupcake to the dome.
Cupcake to the dome. And he took it well. He didn't even drop. And I hear they're both getting fined because he didn't put his hand up to block the cupcake. So, and then wrestler of the week, I'm just, the only person that makes me happy watching wrestling at the moment is Goldust.
He's taken it down like 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, Goldust is running the show, you know. Punk was okay against Harper, but he didn't really have a good opponent. Bryan didn't wrestle on Raw. So, you know, Tyson Kidd was only wrestling Fandango. So, who else is going to be? The show finished without the main event. So, it's going to be Goldust. I would have given it a Big E, but nah.
Yeah, Goldust won. He took the pin.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing. Cena didn't take the pin. He took the pin, so...
Final cut.
Done. Okay, Goldust. Goldie takes it down. Okay, people. It's the time you've all been waiting for. This week, I sat down and had a conversation with Jake the Snake Roberts over the phone. Very humbling experience. So, yeah, just here we go. Jake the Snake Roberts interview. Hope you like it. Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. I am here with the Snake Man himself, the best talker in pro wrestling ever, in my opinion. It is the master of the DDT, Mr. Jake the Snake Roberts. How are you doing, Jake?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous, man.
Well, thank you very much for allowing us to talk to you again. Firstly, you know, how has your recovery and progress been with DDP and DDP Yoga?
Well, I've lost 70 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, I got my health back. My body's responding quite well, even after the shoulder surgery that the fans were good enough to take care of with the Indiegogo project. Everything's just really nice, man, right now. I mean, I got so many good things happening right now. I'm doing movies. Oh, gosh, I've got my own podcast called Snake Radio. It's awesome. You got to check it out.
We'll do.
Find that on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. It's out there, but it's enough for the faint-hearted.
So let's just get straight into it. Let's just talk about the beginning of your WWF run. So you joined WWF from Mid-South Wrestling in 1986, if I recall. How did this Jake the Snake gimmick come about?
Well, I'd always been Jake the Snake, you know, for years before I started carrying the snake. Big man decided he was going to let me carry the snake. It was an idea I'd had before, but everybody else thought it was insane. But I guess it was just crazy enough that Vince liked it.
Well, we all know Vince is a kooky guy. Is a kooky guy.
Yeah, he's done a few strange things.
My favorite feud of yours was with Randy Savage, you know, in the infamous Steak Bite angle on Superstars in '91. Yeah. Was it true that you had, you know, difficulty getting the snake to actually release Savage? Yeah,
he would not let go. I slapped the snake in the back of his head to make sure that he was good and pissed off, and whenever he latched on to Randy, he would not let go. I mean, I tugged on him, finally had to pry his mouth off of it.
Wow. So, I mean, you guys did your thing.
Yeah, we did it, man. We worked hard, and we enjoyed it. You know, and I sure miss Randy. It's a shame that he's gone.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's also a shame that he's not in the WWE Hall of Fame as you, not in the WWE Hall of Fame. If they did give you the call, would you accept it?
Absolutely. It's a dream, man. Are you kidding? You know, I mean, I'd love to be there. I mean, you know, in wrestling, it's always the goal to have gone to the WWF, the WWE. You know, and to go into the Hall of Fame, just, you know, that's the cap, you know. And hopefully that call will come soon.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. We definitely hope to see that ring on your finger. So, going back to your feuds, what was your favorite feud in the WWF? Because there's been many.
Steamboat, probably.
Oh wow, okay, the one with is that the one with the dragon? He brought out the dragon, dragon versus the snake.
Yeah, I dropped him with the DDT on the concrete and he killed him. But you know, it was such a pleasure being in the ring with Ricky. He was just a class act, a phenomenal athlete, a great wrestler, and we seldom had to think about anything. We just went out there and did it.
Yes, well, Steamboat, one heck of a wrestler, and that feud was amazing. I had to rewatch that again before I spoke to you, just to relive that. There was loads of other feuds that you had. I mean, you turned face, and there was a feud that you had with Rick Rude, which I enjoyed very much. I noticed that Rick Rude had your then wife on his tights. Was that a real thing? Or
he came up with that idea, but whenever he came up with that idea, I told Vince, I said, if he were to get out there, I'm going to go out there and rip him off of it. If I don't, I'm a complete jerk.
Yeah.
And again, Vince, his brilliance said, yeah, I think I like that idea. And that's what we did.
Was there any discussions back then about you having a run with the Intercontinental title or the WWF title?
No, it just wasn't needed. A lot of guys need a title to make them a star. I never needed a title. I was already there.
Yeah.
Some guys you got to put a belt on to lift them up. But I didn't need that. Besides, come on, give me a break. I got to carry a 120-pound snake around. So you want to carry that damn belt too?
Yeah, I hear you with that one. I can only imagine how much that that the belt would be on your shoulders along with that snake also.
Yeah, come on, give me a break.
Do you watch the current product? And who do you like in the WWE at the moment, if you do?
I don't get a chance to watch much of it. I've got a thing for Randy Orton. I like the guy. I think he's just missing a couple little pieces. There's some other talent out there that I'm pretty excited about, but hopefully I'll get the chance to run into these guys at the Royal Rumble, so then I can test them.
Well, that goes on to my next question, Jake. Is there any chance we will see you in the Royal Rumble? How close are you to that?
I have no idea, man. It's not up to me. It would be a dream come true. Whether it happens or not, hell if I know. All I can do is keep my fingers crossed and keep doing my program, stay sober, stay clean. I've got 12 months and 2 weeks cocaine-free now, and that's an amazing accomplishment.
That is an amazing accomplishment, and fully respect, the progress that you've made and recovery that you've done, and all the fans here in the UK and our listeners, very happy that you're fine and well, and so all props to you. For me personally, this is a big thing talking to you. Growing up watching you, even having your figure. So it's definitely a big thing for me and our show. So I just want to again thank you for this. This is I feel like a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to speak to you, and I'm very humbled right now. So thank you very much for allowing me to have this time with you.
All right, take care, bud.
Take care. Bye. There you go, people. Jake the Snake Roberts, master of the DDT. Very, very respectful guy. Just respect everything he does. Obviously, he's going through recovery at the moment. It was a very humbling experience for me. It was nervous, not going to lie. I was a little bit nervous. Well, you're going to be when you're speaking to the Snake Man. You never know where he's just going to drag you through the phone and give you a little DDT through the phone. I was very happy with that.
You done well, man. You done well.
So I just like to thank Jake for giving us the opportunity to interview him. And yeah, just all the best in your recovery. So you can catch Jake the Snake on his Twitter, Jake Snake DDT. He also has a podcast, which is called Snake Radio, which you can see on YouTube and on Facebook under Snake Radio. Also, please check out his website. That's jakethesnakeroberts.com. So there you go, people. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the interview. Bingus, he's back. Bingus biscuits all over the place. Thanks for being on the show, as always.
Man, no, it's an honor to be here. Love it every week, man. Every time I can make it.
Wicked. Is it safe to say that you'll be back next week?
It's not. I'm working solid for the next Sundays through November.
Oh.
So unless we can pull off an early show one Sunday, but I don't mind doing a little pre-record, throwing in a Bingus biscuit or two for you. Okay.
We'll talk about it through the week, bruv. As well, 6 weeks in a row, Steve Dawson, master of the top rope elbow, my friend. Thank you again for coming on the show.
The streak is growing.
Would the streak continue next week?
It should do, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Part of the furniture.
Yeah, literally. I can't do this, obviously, without partner in crime, the guy of Sugar Shugs.
It's a pleasure. The Sunday Segue army is growing. There were Sedge heads out there, just getting stronger. We got, Jake the Snake on board now. One more, can we, we're only getting stronger. The only way is up.
There you go. Next week, we should have the return of our number one fan who is asked to come back on the show, Lewis Hatton. He's going to set things straight about Sandow. Should see the return of Jace Clarkson as well. So yeah, it's going to be a good show. So this week, in the words of, is from Hulk of Legion of Doom, before Royal Rumble 1992, before he goes to face the natural disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon, with his partner Animal. So, in the words of Hulk of Legion of Doom.
All right, thank you, Gorilla Monsoon. We have seen one title match here tonight, and another one right around the corner. The Natural Disasters challenging Hawk and Animal, the Legion of Doom, for the World Tag Team Championship belt.
That's right, Mean Gene. As we said before, the Legion of Doom will never be closet champions. We will face all challengers like we've done in the past. And now we got the biggest team in the World Wrestling Federation history, the Natural Disasters. Almost a half a ton between them. Well, that's okay with us because we're the champs and we ain't gonna start losing now. Right, Hawk?
Well, Mean Gene, you know what makes us sick besides everything? Typhoon and Earthquake, they make us real sick. You see, they want to throw their weight around. Well, that's okay. We want to throw your weight around too. And when we're done with you, we've still got the belts. Your tongues will be hanging out like dead deers. What a rush. A rush for us, a bum trip for you. And you can choke on that slap nuts. Woo!